Hi, I am here on YouTube to share a little bit about my personal parenting journey. And this comes because I got a text yesterday from a friend and a mentor who said to me that she'd like to take me out to coffee to learn a little bit about my parenting and what I've done over the years to have a different approach, a bit of a radical approach to raising my kids. And I decided that I would try out the conversation here on YouTube, give you all a little preview of what I might tell her and what I might share. So, I could start from the very beginning. I became a young mom about 24 years ago. Really, 24 years ago, I was pregnant, and I was so committed to ending the cyclical patterns of disconnect in my family. I wasn't really ready to be a parent. I was a little bit scared, but I decided, I was in love with and committed to my partner. We were determined to set out to be be parents, and even though it was scary, we decided to go for it. And I think one of the things that gave us hope was this idea that we could start fresh. We could be the kinds of parents that we wished we had. And well, I guess one of the things that I wrote in a social media post today was that, you know, it didn't go that way right off the bat because it's stressful and life is hard and we got bogged down, and our house did have yelling and frustration and overwhelm in our day to day. And we found ourselves actually repeating a lot of the patterns that our parents repeated. We even found ourselves saying the same things that our parents said to us. Um, and so it took real intentional practice and honestly experimentation. And so some of the things that we tried right off the bat were, um, well, I've written a few blog posts about this, but number one, never forgetting what it was like to be a kid. That was one of my most commitments. And being a younger parent, I guess it was a little easier maybe because kind of still was a kid. Um, but I found myself coming back to that now, even, in my 40s, just reminding myself, like, some of the experiences I had when I was a child and what that felt like. And then, the second thing was always telling the truth. We've been really committed to being honest and offering our kids the respect of being treated, um, like a human. I wouldn't go as far as to say treat children like adults because we want children to be kids. It's so important for them to be kids, but giving them the respect and recognition that they understand what's going on, that they're humans to be connected with, to be considered in making decisions has been really important to us. And it has really impacted our children and the ways that they offer us respect and honesty. And then I would say that some of the other things that have impacted my parenting were that our second child, um, she was really just something different. And the old paradigm of parenting using punishment and rewards just didn't work for her. In the early years with our first child, I did use timeouts. I did try to intimidate him or motivate him with bribes to do things. And to some extent, he really wanted us to be happy, and he worked really hard alongside us to try to figure some of these things out. And there was definitely still a lot of challenges with him, and a lot of the different tools that we discovered to find cooperation and ease in our lives before our second child are part of my course, Roots to Grow, Wings to Fly. But I would say the core principles in this course came from having a curveball of a kid. She was just born completely differently wired. And I thought I had it figured out. By the time she was born, I was an early educator, had spent years running my own program, studying child development, yeah, helping to raise other people's kids. And And our son was awesome. So I just thought, like, I got this in the bag. I got this figured out. The pregnancy was totally different. The birth was totally different. And bringing home this little infant, we realized quickly within the first few days, like everything was different. And we had to really change a lot of the way that we approached creating connection with her. And so I guess I'll fast forward a little bit. At about two and a half, some of the real telltale signs that I had a different kind of kid on my hands, were that, she just would tell us things like, we would be like, okay, this is how it's done. And she would tell us, like, well, this is how I do it. And if I did try to intimidate her in any way, she pretty much just laughed in my face. Um, and I can laugh about it now, but it made me angry then. And so the tension began to rise, and there was more yelling, and there was more frustration. There was more butting heads than ever before. Um, and I was in a full time job outside of the classroom doing a lot of really intense work. And she started kindergarten. And the screaming every single morning trying to get her dressed was so intense. She had no intention of trying to fit our needs for her to be a morning person. She's still just not a morning person, and that's okay. Um, because really, I had to remind myself that my parenting philosophy is that each child is born like complete and whole. They're born being this awesome, unique spark of divinity, and it doesn't fit into our vision of who that person's going to become, because often our vision of who our children are going to become are based in our own wants and our own needs and our own desires. Like, we're trying to create this little mini me, this little miniature version of ourselves, that can live out all our dreams that we didn't get to live out. um, but no, in fact, this child is so unique. She has no interest in anything that I'm interested in, to be totally honest. Although we've found a lot of places where we can connect and have fun, and where we can share each other's passions. I can share my passion with her. She can share her passion with me, and we can kind of meet in the middle. And so this is where, that curveball of a kid really helped me hone in on things that I believed, and then unlearn how to unlearn these old paradigms of parenting, break down barriers that was leaving us disconnected, frustrated, and overwhelmed with each other. Um, and so then by second grade, it was really clear that the public school system just wasn't working for her. She was coming home every day crying. We were getting letters from the truancy office. She was late every day. Um, I was just watching her sweet spark start to dim. And it's taken me years to really understand what I was doing. It's taken me years to be courageous enough to call it unschooling, um, or something radical like that. But really, what I've learned to do is allow space for her to be successful and independent in her own way, outside of the need for me to be in charge, or for me to have some kind of authoritarian power over her, to insist that she does things in my timing, in my way, and to my specifications. And the more that I have let back, the more I've been accused of letting my kid do whatever she wants. And I finally consider that a compliment, because letting my kid do whatever she wants, is not a failure. It's not a weakness. She wants to do a lot of really awesome things, and in fact, she's actually really motivated. And right now, I can't even believe, this whole thing about her not being a morning person has transformed. She's still not a morning person, but she's very motivated to get her driver's license. And driver's ed starts at 7:45 in the morning. It's the earliest she's ever had to be somewhere with a strict timeline. And they actually say she has to have her butt in that seat by 7:44, or it's considered a tardy. And if she has too many tardies, she will not pass. And this kid has been on time every single day. She is so motivated. I don't have to yell at her. I don't have to get her out of bed. I don't have to, um, encourage her in any kind of way. She is intrinsically motivated from within herself to push through these things that are really uncomfortable and hard for her. She puts her own plans together. She creates her own um, tools for making sure that she's up on time, she's showered, she's ready, she has food to eat. It's amazing. And it's taken years of me actually letting go, I guess, leading back. Um, and trusting her to unfold in her own divine timing, in her own divine way for us to get to this place. So, it doesn't mean that like we don't have a list of chores that she has to do in order for us to count her as part of the family. Like we offer her unconditional love and we step back and we challenge our own habits and our own beliefs as parents, my partner and I do, to allow her to blossom and flourish, to be the person that she is meant to be, or for her to discover who she might want to be. So that's a little bit about what I do as a parent, I guess. It might be actually really helpful to have someone live, like asking questions. So I am going to take my friend up on having some coffee and I'm going to keep going live on YouTube and hone in on like, when are my subscribers on so that I can get on here live when you're here and you can join me and you can ask questions and we can have a dialogue. Or if there's anyone out there who'd like to join me for a live on Instagram where we can join together, that would be really fun. Um, but also, I have the Roots to Grow Wings to Fly course, which is open right now for enrollment. So you can register by going to annahowes.com, ANNAHOWES.com. And by registering and enrolling in the course right now, you also will be ready to join us for live family coaching sessions on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And what's so fun about this is that we really build community. So all the families come on Zoom together and we have opportunities for dialogue with what we're struggling with. Because when I'm struggling with something, chances are other families are struggling with it too. And so we all learn from each other. And I'm there live to help coach you, to help brainstorm creative solutions, to help think through like, who are your unique kids? What do your unique kids need from you so that they can thrive, so that they can discover who they want to be? And most importantly, what kind of support do you need so that you can begin to slow down, create trust, step back a little bit, create independence and success while also at the same time developing deep connections with your kids? All of that is in the course, and I cannot wait to be with you, to journey with you, to transform with you. Because here's my ulterior motive. Here's what I really am longing for. I'm longing for this transformation for you because I'm longing for this transformation for the kids, because I'm longing for this transformation for our humanity, for our planet. I really believe that the parent child relationship is a key for us to create and discover the peace, the joy, and the love that we're longing for on this planet, that we're longing for in our communities, in our countries, and in the world. But first, we got to start with ourselves. And we got to start with our kids because guess what? If we can break the patterns, the old patterns of the old paradigm of parenting, we can actually step into something that might be unknown and a little bit scary, but something that could be remarkable and magical and amazing because we will set the ground for our children to truly be innovators, to truly bring something new to the planet. They have so many awesome ideas. And when we can just like dismantle this tiny box that we want to try to stuff them into just a little bit, we leave a little bit more space for their creativity, for their ingenuity, for their passions to come through. And I believe, I truly, truly believe that this is going to be the key for our future. And I'm so excited. Every parent who joins the Roots to Grow Wings to Fly community, by enrolling in the course, by purchasing the online course and the live coaching packages, every single one of those families becomes part of this vision with me. And every single one of us is going to be part of creating this new future because we're creating the new leaders of our future together. So exciting. All right, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I love being here. I love chatting with you. I cannot wait to see you in the course. Mwah.